Hi, everyone. This is Jim Pagiamtzis from The Pro on the Go, a spotlight on success. I'm super excited to start season two, episode one. Season one was an amazing experience, a lot of great conversations. So, season two, I've decided to bring back Manny Bains. Now, you may ask why? Well, Manny has a lots of great information. Today, we're specifically going to talk about a book that he wrote. And just before we do that, we get to Manny. I want to read a little bio because it's important for everyone to get a little context of who I'm talking to, and then we'll get started. So Manny's just going to hold on for 1 minute, and we're going to get started here. So Manny Bains is an award-winning author of the book Master Universe: 11 Universal Rules of Success. We'll be talking about that tonight. He's also award-winning author of Switch to working on with living monthly cash flow. He's a working actor from Toronto, has appeared on TV such as Suits and Designated Survival. He's also done commercials in top brands such as Canadian Tire, Lowe's, and Cineplex. He's also created a creator and director of a document called BreakFREE, which shows Canadians how to achieve time, money, freedom for themselves by following proven strategies adopted and inherited from wealthy families for generations. He's also directed several other projects. Manny is also the founder of the Rising Star Movie Experience, which helps entrepreneurs explore their brand, create worldwide exposure for their business. Manny has studied with top authorities, lead masters in other areas of personal growth, and continues to surround himself with experts to take him to the next level. He also loves helping businesses skyrocket their results and achieve higher growth for their company. Furthermore, he's passionate about waking people up and showing them what they're really getting in their way to get the results and how to change so the results are permanently make the whole new level. He's also worked on stages with Jack Canfield, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, and many more. So, Manny, it's great to have you back. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Pleasure, Jim. It's an absolute honor to be on your show again. And congratulations on season two. I love it, and I'm honored to be on your show.
Yeah, we had Manny on in season one, and like I said, I want to gloat a little bit here. This is gloating time here. Manny's video was watched many, many times, and it's great to see. I mean, I'm not hung up on views. We're just starting this, but it was watched, and it's great to see that people are watching and enjoying the information. So that's what I'm bringing. So today, specifically, we're going to be talking about Master Your Universe. So you're going to show the book there. That is it. So we want to delve into this book, but I think the most important thing that I was talking with Manny earlier was to give a little context. I know I'm hung up about that word, but just give people an overview about the book. And because it covers a lot of interesting topics, we're going to cover a few of the topics, but I think it's important to kind of get idea what this book as a whole is all about. So with that, Manny, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jim. I mean, yeah, this book that I wrote is it's a very passionate, topic that I've discovered, and there are kind of rules that I studied and learned, and that have are continually improving my life. So I want to put them in a book and share them with people because they're so powerful if you want to transform your life. So the book is called Master Universe: 11 Universal Rules for Success. To get right down to the meat, the whole universe, as you know, operates by rules. Okay, now without rules, there's no order, there's no harmony. Okay, really just think about this for a second. How do what stops us right now from floating around and having chaos or whatever and things bouncing around? So the rule of gravity, right? Which brings everything down. So that's order, right? Imagine if there's no rule of gravity. We'd be flying, bouncing around everywhere, things would be a mess, right? So that's just an example I gave. And how do all of the planets in our solar system stay perfectly aligned, don't run into each other, don't cause any chaos, because the whole universe operates by rules. Okay, and this is so fascinating once I learned this, and I wanted to kind of share this with people because there's rules to the game of life. Okay, that period. There's rules to the game of life, and if you know the rules to something, you're automatically gonna do better. Okay, you play a board game. I was playing, Monopoly the other day. If you don't know the rules to these games, Monopoly, chess, other things, you're not going to do good, right? Fair to say. There's rules to the game of life, and if you work with these rules, understand and harmonize your life with them, your life automatically gets better, okay? And it works 100% of the time. These rules are not taught anywhere in school. You can go to Harvard, some of the best schools in the world, they won't talk about this, okay? But these are some principles that some of the most successful people in the world have discovered. And once I discovered them, I'm using them. Jim, you too. Once you've read my book, you're applying them and you're seeing amazing things happen. And it works 100% of the time. Now, most people aren't aware of these rules, so they're either violating them unconsciously or using them but not really sure what they're doing. So this book really explains 11 of them and how you can use them in your life to create massive success.
Yeah, and like I said, Manny sent me the book, and I was actually reading the book while I was on the go actually, and I actually read the book many times over a few days. And Manny's right. I've had some cool successes. I've actually shared them with Manny. May I share the quick one with you about the $10? So about a month
Yeah.
ago, I was actually walking. I walk a lot downtown, and my shoelace was untied. So I crossed, I'll tell you the street, Baptist College. I crossed college from the south side to the north side, tie my shoelace. I look up, two $10 bills, ladies and gentlemen. Two ten. Just I'm like, wow, one shoe, one for the other. I took a picture, sent it to Manny. I'm like, look at this, man. I mean, and I don't find two tens all the time, but I attract money. And so why I'm saying this, it's the segue, another favorite word of mine, is to law of attraction. Now, this one here, Randy, maybe a lot of people have heard law of attraction. There's obviously a number of books have come out and all that over the years, so maybe they've heard about this. But this one is the first one I picked because maybe it's maybe misunderstood a little bit in some ways. This one jumped out at me when I was reading about it. So can you go into insights on the first one we picked, the law of attraction?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we're limited for time. We can spend literally days on this one topic, but
Yeah.
the rule, the law of attraction, rule of attraction, as I like to call it, was obviously popularized in that movie, The Secret, that came out in 2008. That's how I
Yeah.
became first aware of it. And it's
Yeah.
an amazing rule that says what you think about, basically, you bring into your life. What you attract, what you predominantly put your attention and focus to, you're going to draw more of that into your life. And I think The Secret was good in introducing us to this topic, but it didn't really go in depth, and people were kind of misled, or they didn't get the full picture, right? And that's because there's more to it than just what the movie says. Now, the movie was great in leading people to this topic and saying, well, what you think about, you attract. Well, a lot of people, went out and tried to apply it and said, well, this isn't working, because they didn't get a full understanding of it. Basically, the law of attraction states, whatever you put out, you get back. And in regards to your thinking, whatever thought, vibration, or frequency you send out, by the rule of attraction, it must bring back to you the same, whatever you're sending out, because we're all, energy, and we're all sending out vibrations and frequencies through our thoughts and our feelings. And so the law of attraction states of whatever thought or feeling that you hold and you send out, it'll be returned back to you. And it's, you can try it all the time. You're always attracting into your life what you're predominantly thinking about. But if you want to change what's coming into your life, the law of attraction doesn't bring you kind of what you want. It brings you what you are. You can only attract what you feel to believe is true about yourself. So somebody who is, came from poverty is always thinking about debt, and now they're saying, okay, I want to be rich. Well, that's one small thought compared to the belief they have inside of them that, deep down, that money's hard to earn or money's tough. So that dominant belief on how you feel about yourself is always going to be the dominant feeling that comes back to you, right? And so that's the premise on that. And just one more thing, Jim.
Yeah.
You can only, like I said, you only attract what you believe is true. So if you
Yeah.
want to change what's coming into your life, you have to change the fundamental core of yourself, who you are, right? Because we have been conditioned, Jim, since the age of, from 0 to 7, from our upbringing. That has been where most of our beliefs and our concepts of the world have come from. And by the time we're, 10 years old, that program is fixed. It's like a software program in our minds, and it's running over and over and over unconsciously, repeating itself. But the amazing thing is you can change it. And when you change it, amazing things happen. So that's kind of that rule in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And again, the key thing about this show is, we don't have a lot of time, so we're trying to bring you a little bit. But I felt that what I like about Manny's style, he it's quick, it's concise, you get to the point. We're gonna tell you at the end how you get access to the book at the end, because obviously the goal is we're just giving you a small synopsis. And again, we could talk about this forever, but I think way you explain this is totally amazing and it's great. So the next one that stuck to me is, and I never really looked at this word this way before, was the law of increase. And
Mhm.
this chapter, again, I read again and again, and it really was something I think a little different for me to kind of even for myself to understand. I mean, it's an easy word when you read it, but can you give us an insight on the law of increase?
Yeah, so the law, the rule of increase, as I call it, is basically that, you know, life is for increase. Okay, our spirit, we have a spirit, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Our spirit is for fuller expansion and more expression. We're forever wanting to unfold more of what we have inside of us. And if you look at nature, all these rules, you can always look at nature, okay, because nature always tells you about this. If you look at a tree, nature doesn't grow a tree 2 feet, and nature wants everything to increase. You see a tree, it blossoms, it grows as big as possible. Nature is for increasing life. So what that means is with you is that the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, wants you to unfold as much as yourself as possible. And I notice because I have it too, is that you get nudges. There's things that you want in your life. We all want to be, do, and have more things. If you want to run, you want to run faster. If you want to earn money, you want to earn more money. If you're doing certain things, you want to do more because that's your spirit. It's the rule of increase calling out from you. This is our natural way of being. So for people who just that aren't, let's say after school they stop learning or something, you're
Yeah,
going against the rule because you're staying stagnant and nothing in the universe stays the same. You're either growing or you're dying. You're either going forward or you're going backward. So
yeah,
it's innate in you to work with this rule of increase. I just think of people that I know who I'm going to see. I'm going away on vacation, and I spoke to them the other day. They haven't changed in 10 years, like literally the exact same person. And I'm just like, wow, like, because, I've been studying, I'm trying to grow every day, and that compounded over time. You need a telescope to look back in your life, every three
yeah,
to six months.
yeah,
And the rule of increase is just, it's nature's way of just saying, do more, unfold more of yourself. And because we're dealing with the infinite, there's no limit to what you can do.
yeah.
And that is why you can't stop growing. You can't stop learning. You want to keep growing and unfolding and bringing more of yourself and more of your potential out.
I like to add something very small. So a couple of days ago, I was just coming back from this event I was at, and I was just actually in the same vehicle with one of the speakers, and I brought up reading and how I run into a number of people who just don't read, and I said there must be a study out there, you know, and she says to me, she said, you know, it could happen just after university, a family, something that happened to them a long time ago, just they don't want to do it. And I'm like, I suggested a book to her. I won't mention which book, and she texted me back. She says, "I'm going to read it." Like, so I like to read. I read lots of different books, and that's why this chapter increase in different ways. The books you read, the people you meet, right? Like
And
that's what
that's another thing.
happens.
Sorry to add. It's basically saying what this is also your impact on people, right?
Yeah,
What you praise increases, right? And the more that you start to acknowledge people, you start to praise people, praise the good in your life, that increases life,
yeah,
and this is a
yeah,
secret to living, man. Next time you see your friend, your spouse, your mom, anybody, someone at the coffee shop, praise them.
mm,
Get on the phone and just say, look, man, I appreciate what you do. You're
yeah,
amazing. I just wanted to tell you, and don't be like fake. Really come from the heart and be genuine. You'll be amazing on how that energy spreads to them. You're going to make them feel good. You're going to feel good. And that person is going to spread it to someone else. And that's how we make the world a better place and spread that energy. So
Yeah.
praise all of the good things, acknowledge the good things in your life, be grateful for what you have, and that energy, I promise you, will come back to you. The universe does not reward whining. It doesn't reward complaining. It doesn't reward blaming. If you don't know or you don't like work with these rules, it doesn't care. You lose. So the best thing for you to do is to educate yourself on these rules, because they're going to give you so much wisdom and so many tools that you can use to change anything in your life, and money included, health included, relationships. And
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
Exactly. Yes. Well, who doesn't, who doesn't want more money? But so no, great. That's why I picked this law of increase. Powerful term. So the last one, which I've heard a lot of, the law of compensation. Now, again, this is something that Manny wrote about. That you may think, okay, you got it figured out. Well, you might be surprised how kind of Manny explains the law of compensation.
Yeah, I mean, again, just to give an overview, I think that this rule basically states that you will always be compensated in your life for your contribution, right? So your rewards in life are directly related to your contribution, the amount of service you provide, right? If you're not happy with your results or what you are getting in your life, think about what you're doing to serve. And it could be in any little thing, but our rewards in life are in direct ratio to the amount of service we provide. So if you want more in your life, go provide more service. Go help somebody, go do something. And with that, you will start to work in harmony with this rule of compensation and start to bring more into your life. And I think in money, the rule of compensation states that the amount of money you earn is in direct proportion to these three things, right? It's the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. Let's start with the first one, the need for what you do. If you're in a business or if you're in a field that's a great need, there's a great need for it, great, you're in the right business. You don't need to change that profession. If you're in a profession where there's not much need for what you do, okay, maybe get out, go into something where there is a huge need for what you do. The next is your ability to do it. If you're become damn good at what you do, you're going to be very irreplaceable in the marketplace. Your stock's going to go up. So if you're in the right niche, great. Step one's already done. Just focus on step two, is your ability to do it. And if you practice every day, you're just going to get better. And three is the difficulty there is in replacing you, right? When you become good, you become very difficult to replace. So your stock goes up. And so that's what I feel like. And I feel like this information on personal growth is something that is so needed right now. Well, it's needed all the time. But right now, people are looking for something else. This pandemic and what's gone on has really changed the game. It's really made people think different. Like, hey, I don't need to go to an office. I can work at home now. I can make
Yeah.
different changes. And so this area of personal growth and development is only going to increase because people are looking for something now. They're looking for something, something bigger and better, and how they can improve their life and take what they do and take their life to the next level.
Yeah, and I, like I said, I really enjoy not just I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, not just reading, but actually when you know the person. Like I don't speak to many that often, but we do chat. I call them, tell them some cool things I'm working on. I was telling a number of things happening to me with my life, and you know, I want to because I like sharing it, and I've had some great successes recently where I'm doing some other cool projects. I was telling Manny, and you get reward for that. You're in need. You're wanted in that field, and that's why this one was interesting for me because it's happening to me. I'm getting insights into my business. My media business is beginning to grow. We had a client meeting yesterday. We have two more clients we're working on. I'm seeing it happen, and so when you read Manny's book and you start seeing it happen, it's almost like a tingly feeling. You're like, oh, it's happening, right?
And
So,
you're direct proof of it, Jim. Like your Jim is using it firsthand. Like, you've been taking these little actions, and
mhm.
Jim knows I'm just gonna put out these seeds. And he created a WhatsApp group, and he's putting this
Yeah,
content, and he's doing this podcast. the universe is going to reward you because someone's going to be watching this and they're going to be impacted. So
Yeah,
you don't even really know, even if you don't know what to do, just start with some action and it'll lead you to the next one.
yeah.
And see,
No, it's
Jim's a
true.
direct proof. Yeah.
No, I appreciate Manny, and that's why I call Manny. I tell him, or leave a message, or send him an email, because sometimes you're in it and you don't realize uh, the impact it's having. But I'm telling you, I told Manny, I read your book every day on the subway when I was going to work. I was reading it every day because I was reading for the pot, but I was reading it. I'm part of what I do is I don't just read a book. I read the book slowly. I want to grasp what it has. That's just my new style. But at the end of the day, the reason a spotlight on success is to take that spotlight and put it on Manny, but also engage and try to understand it, because I don't say I understand everything. That's why I picked these three, because I felt they're relative. And now listening to Manny, especially the increase one, really got to me, really understood it. So so at the end of the podcast, what we do is we cover three. So I'm going to cover. We covered law of attraction, law of increase, and law of compensation. So at the end of the podcast, what I like to do is have my guests share insights on what they're doing, if they have something to offer and share, because I feel paying it forward is the best way. That you watch this. What is the next step? Because we only had you here for 25 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not telling you that's not enough time. But we opened the door for you. I understand. We opened the door for you. I want you to step through. So with that, I'm gonna throw it back to Manny and share with us insights. I know about the book here. Maybe a way for them to reach out, and you had some other things. So it's all yours, Manny.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jim. It's been a pleasure. Always an honor, pleasure, and privilege to be on your show. Yeah, I mean, my book, Master Universe, you can grab it on Amazon. You know, it's around $20 or so, and the knowledge in this book is gonna help you so much. Like I can't even imagine, and it's written very spiritual, very deep. But what I've done is I've actually turned this into an online course because I wanted to go deeper with the concepts and really explain them in depth. So I've turned this into an online course that it's basically it's ready to go. I'm just waiting to put it on a page and things like that. So if you're interested in the course, let me know. It's so beneficial. If you're this information, this material is for anybody right now that is they're in a point in their life where you know you can achieve and do more in your life, you just don't know how. You know deep inside of you that you have something to share, you have more, you want to experience more in this life. Okay, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You want the skills, the tools to help you get to where you want to go. You have a goal that's maybe far out your reach, but you're not sure how to get it. It's going to help you then. It's going to be knowledge that you can take with you, that you can teach to your kids, your wife, or anybody who you meet, because it's timeless knowledge, as I say. And it's going to help you so much. It's helped me, and I'm still using this information. I'll be using for the rest of my life. So I would say, please, like, take the time to invest in yourself, because when you invest in yourself, you grow. And when you grow, your whole world grows, your business goes. And really, once you learn these rules, guys, you feel like you're like manipulating them. You're creating your own reality as you go, which is amazing. You're no longer going to be a victim. You're no longer going to feel like the outside world's controlling you. You're going to be a true master of your universe. So, grab the book on Amazon. But if you're interested in the course, please reach out to me, add me on Facebook. I would love to kind of chat with you and help you get to the next level. And again, you have all the potential inside of you. You can do so many things that are beyond your imagination. It's just having the tools and the rules to help you, and then overcoming the fears. Because at the end of the day, it's why we don't do what we want to do is we're fear of rejection, fear of what people are going to say, what if I fail, fear of success. Get rid of those, you're going to fly. And this
Yeah.
knowledge will help you do it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I appreciate bring Manny, and this is why I want to bring Manny back, because I'll leave with you with this. You need perspective. I have a certain perspective of things, and like I said, I appreciate the kind words, Manny. Doing this podcast and sharing it, because I'm learning too. And like I said, I'm seeing increase in, like, I saw my business partner today. I can, he's off for a few weeks for vacation, but he's excited. We got this one client, we're working on this other two, and that brings energy not just for ourselves, but what we can offer because we've already